My name is Heypinkie Reynolds, L.H. Reynolds. I live in Auckland, New Zealand, and in 7 days I'm going to be 65. Cameraman didn't know that. And I'm in a situation of between health, age, and attack that my energy is going down so severely that I want to put forward the best I know, so that I can be like a step in the ladder for humanity, and so that everybody doesn't just have to keep reinventing the wheel per person, per birth. And I'd like to encourage you to do the same, be it tape, video, DVD, website stuff, because it's a good way of knowing yourself, and that's so important. And it's a marvelous way of sharing from the soul, which is pretty much the best that we can do. The first thing I'd like to share is that I've had a vision for about 10 years up in the north of New Zealand, Cape Reinga it's called, the most north of the north in our country. And I had a lot of experiences with vast numbers of ET races and whatnot, and I thought maybe I'm going to be a communicator between the Earth people and the ETs, because I can kind of sense, hear them. Be it 5% vision, this is 100% vision. And so I asked a friend about this, and he said, oh yeah, contact the Pleiades or the Orion. Well, I reckon Orion is a bit dicey because it's very much some positive, some negative. So I chose Pleiades, and so I said, well, how do I contact them? You have an address? Lovely to get that line in. He said, no, just in your mind, say, contact Pleiades, contact me. Shout, yell, scream, telepathic will do. So for about almost 24 hours I said this, and lo and behold, and about 20 hours later, something comes in saying we are the Pleiades. I was hitchhiking up to Kawakawa towards the north, and my ride, who always thought he'd be doing something like this, a Kiwi, I had him ask the questions, and I let this energy come through. And they told me a few things, 5 things, 3 of them being, 1, human race is coming into a new species, big heads, telepathic, shorter, sounds like a hybrid to me. You always got to question everything, so don't believe everything I say or anybody says. Check it out for yourself. They said, okay, Christ, Mary, the scenes had been trying for 2 generations to bring in a master. That's Christ. 3rd thing was that the north of the island was going to come up. Chandler at the time, popular for the Pleiades, said it was 9 times the size of the North Island, which is about something vaguely like the size of California. So did my business on that trip, and then later I went out to the Cape, the lighthouse there, and I looked, and by God, at 30%, 30 degrees above the horizon is this new positive civilization. I've worked 30 years as a healer, so some things I see that other people don't. And for about 10 years, now and then I'd go up, and yeah, it's there. Didn't know if I'd be alive or when it would come down into reality, into our Earth, starting at New Zealand, or what the format was. Then late '04, I saw Michael Moore's 9/11. Nothing new, apart from I knew 1 million people had seen this film and got the information, and read Nexus magazine. Always check them out, probably www.nexusmagazine.com or .com or nexus.com. And they brought a summary in of Patriot Act 1, America stating they can pick up anybody, any country, any nationality, put them in jail for 14 years if anyone has reported that that person might have had a terrorist thought. Well, I needed to cheer up after reading that, knowing this stuff. And so I went up And by God, it was not up there anymore. Healer hands found it immediately at 20 degrees above the horizon, and I asked what to ask. Don't always know. And I was told, and I didn't check the voice out, sometimes I just am obedient, said, ask to enter the new land. I asked to enter the new land, and I took 100 steps into the state, within the state of consciousness of where we share with one another, where we support one another, and quite frankly, that passes as the new land, you know, the 1,000 years of peace, these various things we hear rumors of. Then in early January '05, notably about January 3, January 14, and about January 27, I went up, and first time this phenomena was 3 degrees under the horizon. It had landed, and the rays of positivity were incredible. I turned around, and, you know, because I'm the only one experiencing this, and the positivity just went into my bones, my organs, and I was told that I could tune into this, even back down in Auckland, say 7 hours by car down south. And indeed, that was true. I went up 2 weeks later, and it was 17 degrees down underneath the surface, and so I'm looking, sometimes you can look through material reality, and this is like a whole no punches talk. Here's this spaceship, like the one that in 30 years and 3,000 people, this coming through. Some people have got cords, and after 5 or 10 years, I tracked where the cords went to this spaceship with 3 beings that monitor, I don't know, plus minus half the Earth's population for thoughts, what they see, what they feel from the sensatory 5 senses. And so that didn't exactly warm my heart. They also monitor some other planets. But the beings, sorry, I'm looking down because that's how I was looking. Beings which were white light beings. They were always radiating from core center out in every direction, white light. Very white, very, very light. And so I felt real confidence in that. And my visions don't really last very long. You know, a few minutes, maybe not. So you got to be quick. And so I said, take me to your leader.